It's noon here in Ventnor City, New Jersey, and our nation's capital, Washington, D.C. And this is CarEdge Live for Wednesday, April 16th. And I can attest my bank account's a lot lighter today with your hosts, me, Ray, and a good-looking young man, Zach. How are you today, handsome?
I'm doing well, thanks, Pops. Hey, can you double check and make sure your microphone is connected? I'm not sure you've got the right audio input today. So while you're double checking that, I'll let everyone know that today's show, we've got our friends over at Delete Me sponsoring it. We appreciate them keeping the lights on. We'll talk about them in about 7 or 8 minutes. And before we do, got to remind everyone, CarEdge.com. My dad and I started this company 5.5 years ago. The whole vision, the whole purpose is just to help folks get the best possible deal on their next car. And now we help with so much more, including tracking your vehicle value and even more research materials back on the website. And a friendly reminder that we have 25% off right now for CarEdge Insights and our car buying services, because we want to try and help during this during this time with tariffs.
Well, God bless you, young man. How's my microphone now?
Yeah, were you on the wrong one?
No.
Okay. All right. You sound okay. Not great, but you sound okay. Dad, the big story this morning, we've got the New York Auto Show going on right now. And we've got the CEO of Hyundai here in the United States saying, quote, "We will sell like hell to battle tariff uncertainty," says CEO Randy Parker. We're going to talk about Hyundai and Kia this morning, Pops, and how they are desperate to get those sales in, trying to make sure that they grow for another year. If we look just the other day, Dad, we could see the days supply of inventory by brand. Kia actually has only a 62 days supply of inventory, below the industry average. It's right above my head right there. Industry average is 70. Hyundai, on the other hand, Dad, they actually have more vehicles on the ground relative to, we'll just stick to days supply. They have more of a day's supply than Nissan or Mazda do at the current moment, a 94 days supply of inventory over at Hyundai. Hyundai dealers are stacking them deep and selling them cheap, and that's what their CEO wants them to do, it seems.
His whole theory is just put your head down and sell some cars. If there's something going on, there's something going on. But perhaps if we don't pay any attention to what's going on and we just meet and greet our customers and listen to what they have to say as to what car they want to buy and help them get in it, that's what we're going to do. And we're not going to worry about tariffs. We're not going to worry about other extraneous things that are going on at the moment. We're just going to concentrate on what it is we're supposed to do, which is handle the customer's wants and needs, find the right car for them, and figure out how to make the deal happen. That's what he wants to see happen. And I don't know, maybe, just maybe, it makes sense.
Dad, I think, sure, they want them to meet customers and treat them fairly. What it means, Dad, is cut down the prices, do whatever you have to do to sell the inventory. That's what it means. Their CEO is coming out.
What?
You good over there?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm trying to make sure the damn microphone's working properly. How's it sound now?
It sounds better. You know how to check, Dad. You click on settings, then you click on audio, and then you make sure it's connected to the microphone.
Yeah. I did all that.
All right, and it shows the little thing going when you're talking.
It goes up and down. Yeah.
Okay, then you're good. Don't worry about it. You're good. You're good. So, Dad, there's CEOs coming out and saying, go greet customers and help them out. That's BS, Dad. It's absolute BS. It means discount the hell out of these cars and make sure you're selling them.
Well, I think I just said that. You know.
Okay, well, you were focusing on greet the customers and make sure you know their needs. I think that's,
Well, I think what I said is just tune everything out. And when you have a customer, do whatever you need to do in order to make that deal. So I'm sorry I said that we should check with their customers' wants and needs, but that's part of the process. And then don't worry about talking about tariffs. Don't be talking about other extraneous things. Just figure out how to get to where the customer wants to be. And in most cases, it's going to be a payment situation. So if the salespeople just concentrate on where the customer wants to be and they get to the payment that the customer wants to be, it doesn't matter about the tariffs or anything else. They're going to sell a car. So yeah, that's kind of sort of what I meant.
Yeah, absolutely, Dad. And we know that Hyundai has been growing in the United States for many years, year over years. Hyundai Kia has been growing significantly. And essentially what they're saying is we don't mind having a little bit of an oversupply of inventory at the present moment. That just means we got more cars to sell. And that means we can keep growing. There are a handful of brands, Dad, that are in this situation right now. Hyundai is one of them. Kia, obviously, to a lesser degree. Mazda's obviously trying to continue to grow here in the United States. And then, you've got your Stellantis brands, your Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. They have an oversupply of inventory. This is where even amidst these tariffs, there is some desperation to keep growing market share by those brands that are over to the right of that green line. And I just find it fascinating that the CEOs of these companies come out and they say what they say, because there are CEOs of other companies that come out or never come out, never say any of these things. It almost gives a green light at the dealership level to just transact, to just keep moving the metal. You want a 10% discount off of MSRP, Mr. and Mrs. Customer? Hyundai's the way to go. Nissan's the way to go. Mazda's the way to go. These are the brands where they're really trying to stack them deep, sell them cheap. Doesn't matter that there's tariffs.
Well, and in some cases, in the case of Stellantis, they're just trying to get back some of the market share that they've lost over the last 4 years because of the incompetence of their executive team. Oh, and by the way, even though there was much dispute about whether Carlos Tavares should be paid $26 million, it passed. And the stockholders agreed to pay him. So, as I said yesterday, nothing quite succeeds like failure, and nothing pays quite as good as failure does.
Let's stick with Hyundai Kia for just another couple minutes here, Pops, and then we'll switch gears. Let's go to the magic CarEdge machine. We just updated the car search the other day. All sorts of great new things here. And let's search nationwide for some new Hyundais for sale. And let's look at the market days supply. We're here in my local area, so Alexandria, Virginia. You want to look at a Hyundai Venue, Dad? What vehicle do you want to look at?
Hyundai Venue's cheap.
Yeah, super cheap. Sub $25,000 price point on a Hyundai Venue. Let's come here. Let's see. We haven't done this. 78 days supply, Dad. 78 days supply is below, what was the industry average? We were just looking at it a second ago. It's 70 days supply is the nationwide industry average for a day's supply of inventory. So this Hyundai Venue here in the Alexandria, Virginia area has a 78-day supply. So slightly oversupplied. Let's go back. Let's look at a slightly more expensive vehicle. Maybe not an Elantra. And why don't we look at the Ioniq 6 here? A $56,000 option from Hyundai.
Excuse me.
You're okay.
Yeah. Yes, I think that qualifies as more.
Whoa, a 47-day supply, Dad. Look at that. 30 for sale, but 29 have sold in the last 45 days. So they must be discounting these, stacking them deep, selling them cheap.
Well, their EV business is growing, and probably growing faster than most of their competitors. And they have made a commitment to figure out how to continue to build quality EVs and grow their share of that market. So I think this is just an example of that.
Let's look at a Hyundai Palisade, Dad, the Calligraphy Night Edition. These get expensive, man. $56,000 MSRP. Let's come on down here. 107 days supply. So you can see it's ticking up just a little bit. And to be clear, we're in a very affluent, Alexandria, Virginia. This is a very affluent part of the world. Let's come back over here. Where should we go, Dad? Maybe somewhere.
Have any Santa Fe's? Let's do a Santa Fe first.
Well, let's do Santa Fe's in Santa Fe, if that's okay.
Well, I like that. Yeah.
Let me give this 1 second.
Perhaps maybe nobody in Santa Fe likes the Hyundai.
So within 50 miles of Santa Fe, let's go a little bit further out. We'll go 100 miles.
Okay.
There's 462 new Hyundais for sale. All right, now we really got to do it. There's 113 new Hyundai Santa Fe's for sale within 100 miles of Santa Fe, New Mexico.
You know as well as I do, having spent a day in Santa Fe, having driven through New Mexico, other than Albuquerque and Santa Fe, there ain't nothing. Okay, it's beautiful, but there's no real population. So the fact that there's
look at this, Dad, look at this 149 days supply on that Santa Fe. In Santa Fe. We got to spend just one quick, I want to come back to this, but we got to spend one quick second here talking about our sponsor today, the team over at Delete Me. Dad, data brokers are out there and they are selling all our personal information and data. All right, that was good. Things like your phone number, social security number, home address, all are available online to marketers, scammers, and
all those in between, whoever they may be.
Now, the sponsor of today's show, Delete Me, helps you take control over your data. My dad and I both use Delete Me, that runs behind the scenes for us every single day. Delete Me removes your personal information from hundreds of data brokers on your behalf. And
yes,
thanks to Delete Me, we are able to offer for the CarEdge community a 20% off coupon with the code CarEdge. Just go to joindeleteme.com/CarEdge to learn more. And again, seriously, my dad and I use this every single day. I've had privacy reports being generated for me for a long time now, folks. Been using Delete Me for almost, well over, coming up on a year.
More than a year, I think.
Yeah, I've been using it for a while. So anyway, thank you to the team over at Delete Me. Back over here, Pops. I want to come back over here. So this was, I forget which vehicle that was. This one. Here we go. Here's the Hyundai Santa Fe and Santa Fe. 149 days supply. This is where the desperation over at Hyundai comes from, is when you're in less of an affluent area. Are these vehicles
Santa Fe is pretty affluent, but
okay, let's go somewhere else. Where do you want to go?
Well, go to Albuquerque now. Once you're in Albuquerque, that's not nearly as affluent.
Okay.
But you're talking about a relatively limited population in Albuquerque.
All right,
let's see that big.
Let's see. All right, I'm clicking on this first one. We're just doing this to get a sense of market conditions.
Yes.
Also 149 days supply, Dad.
Well, that's because it was within 100 miles of Santa Fe.
That probably is. Okay, so let's go somewhere else. Where do you want to go? I really think that we're hitting.
Go to Las Vegas.
Look, okay. I need a Las Vegas zip code. 1 second.
Yeah, you know me. What's available in Effingham, Illinois? Oh my God, we ate lunch in Effingham, Illinois one time.
All right, here we go. So this is the zip code I just used is the Lakes, baby. We're in the Lakes, Nevada. Let's see.
Okay.
Looking on the first Santa Fe that comes up. Drum roll, please. MSRP, invoice price, target discount, drum roll. 121 days supply, Dad.
Yeah.
That's high.
Yeah. But that's good.
Right,
and what I mean by that is because of that day supply, they'll be able to apply Randy Parker's request to just treat it like you're still in the car business. Figure out how to make car deals. Just move forward, be aggressive. Don't concentrate on the negative things. Just concentrate on the positive things. Listen to what your customer's saying. Figure out how to get them into that vehicle that they want.
Folks, just put some zip codes in the chat, and we're going to look at a few more of these. Because again, Hyundai and Kia are desperate. Let's take a peek. All right, so we've got 29572. 29. Let's come back over here.
572. 29572.
29572. Also, I would just like to comment, hopefully not foolishly, that so far today, Dad, car search working flawlessly.
Don't say it. Don't say it.
Congratulations to the team behind the scenes that made that happen. So we're doing the same vehicle. We're doing Hyundai Santa Fe. Let's keep looking. 172 days supply, Dad.
Okay, so you know what I'm starting to realize? The Santa Fe is not all that popular.
Yeah, but let's look at some of their other vehicles that were more popular. Let's go here. We've got from Lumberjeff 53190. 53190. 53190 update. So let's look. Wow, a lot more vehicles for sale in Whitewater, Wisconsin. All right. Let's click on the first one here. 117. Yeah, all of these are well above 100 days supply. And Dad, if I come back here, what was the Hyundai that was really popular? It was the Palisade, right?
The Palisade, yeah. And maybe the Tucson.
Yeah, so let's look at a Palisade really quickly. And then let's look at one of their EVs. 130 days supply on a Palisade.
Yeah.
Come on, that's high. You were saying the Tucson?
Yes.
Just clicking on the first one here. Going in blind each time. But just clicking on the first one. 95 days. That's still high. And then which one? Ioniq 5 or Ioniq 6? Which one do you want to look at?
Either or.
We'll go for the 5. This is
Did
a
that tell us how
2024.
many were out there just in that little sidebar?
Yeah.
Wow.
And this is the 2024. But let's look at the 2025, the $60,000 2025 one. That'll be
Oh,
more indicative of what the current
w-
market is. 98 days supply. So there you go. This is
Well, the $60,000 2024 would be the interesting one. I wonder what kind of discount you could get on that one,
let's take a peek. Let's see what the dealer's advertising it for.
considering it's at the same dealership.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Day supply is 33. Yeah, because there's not that many. Oh, yeah, you can see they're advertising it at 52,000.
Yeah, it would be like, hey, if you're going to spend 60 grand, would you prefer to buy the 2024 or the 2025? Or would you prefer to buy the 2024 for 52 grand? And I think people are going to go, I'll take that 2024 off your hands.
I like and appreciate Igor's comment here. Hyundai and Kia market is regional, not good in some regions, and dealers are too stubborn to discount, which is like 100% why we've built what we've built here at CarEdge. And the New York Auto Show is going on this week. Hyundai will sell like hell to battle tariff uncertainty, says CEO Randy Parker. And if you read the article like my dad did, like I did, this year is going to be no different. Tariffs or no tariffs, we're going to figure it out and support our dealers and customers and make it 5 years in a row, growing sales in the United States. So this is just some desperation, maybe some, like maybe it's not desperation. Maybe it's just like, hey, we're gung-ho. We're going to grow. We're going to do it. Go.
I don't know that it's desperation as much as it's resetting the reality and what you should have your eye on for the dealers. Things haven't changed. Okay. If a customer comes in, rather than to bemoan the fact that there's tariffs and things like that and start the conversation off in a negative way, think of the positive things. You have a customer that just came into the dealership that, in spite of all the bad news out there, they're thinking about getting a car. Don't screw it up. What do I have to do to make that dream come true for that customer? Don't spit out. Do you have any idea what's going on with tariffs? Are you concerned about price increase? Just treat the customer as like the opportunity that customer is and make their dream come true.
Treat the customer that way and also discount these cars and sell them.
Well, that's part of it. I mean, I told you for forever that, the area vice president I had with the Penske organization, John, used to always say, if the customer hasn't said yes yet, it's because you haven't lowered the price of the vehicle enough. You just keep lowering the price till they say yes. And that's pretty much what Randy Parker is suggesting. We're still in the car business. What sells cars? Lowering the price enough to get the customer to say yes, where the value then suddenly exceeds what you're charging the customer for it. So he's just concentrate on the customer and you can put a deal together. It's pretty simple, but it's hard to keep people focused, and he's just trying to refocus everybody.
It certainly seems that way, folks. We were using the CarEdge machine a lot today. Congratulations to the team who got the latest and greatest version launched, completely brand new infrastructure for it. Congratulations to you, Ganesh, leading the way on that. Thank you for your efforts. Worked flawlessly today for us, and obviously you all should be using it as well. From Matthew, and then we're going to switch gears here. Thank you, Matthew. Ray, have you ever had a customer buy a car in metals, gold or silver bars, getting ready for a currency collapse and need to know my options?
No, I never had anybody come in and try and pay with gold or silver bars. I was before crypto, so they didn't try and pay in crypto. That's not to say that sometimes people didn't come in with casino chips, because we were outside of Atlantic City, and there could have been $1,000 or a couple $1,000 worth of chips, and we had to go down and cash them in.
Wow, that's real.
It's a form of currency, I mean, you just take it to the casino, they'll give you the money. Although there's a gentleman trying to cash $59,500 worth of casino chips from the old Playboy Club, and the courts have ruled the Playboy Club doesn't exist, so nobody has to honor those chips. But when the casinos were in business, yeah, we would take the chips down there and get our cash.
Wow, that is absolutely wild. And also for Matthew, thank you, Matthew. I can turn around Stellantis for
Yeah.
$2 million a year over 5 years, borrow Toyota 4 cylinders, BMW B58 6 cylinders, keep the Hemi V8s, retro styling, 5 years, 60,000 mile warranty and maintenance.
Matthew, we know conclusively that they will overpay for the CEOs. Don't sell yourself short. I mean, my God, they're going to look at that and go 2 million a year over. Come on, this guy can't be serious.
Can't be serious.
Tell him you need $30 million a year over 5 years, or 30 million. Yeah, tell him you need 150 million bucks. You'll turn them around.
Pops, let's go to our favorite segment of the show. I got a doozy for you today.
Really? You have got to be kidding me.
All right, folks. March sees best new vehicle affordability in 45 months, but tariffs loom large. This comes by way of Cox Automotive. They track how many weeks worth of income it would take to purchase a vehicle. And we saw our lowest level in many years. Now, at the same time, Santander, the financial institution, did a survey, and they found that many Americans plan to buy a car, think prices will go up, is what the survey found. Shocker. And, Dad, we now have updated the fastest and slowest selling cars back on CarEdge.com. And two of the slowest selling cars in the United States right now are Mitsubishis. One is the Mirage G4 with a sub $20,000 price point that is going out of commission. The Eclipse Cross under $30,000. Really, you've got to be kidding me. Is best affordability ever. Okay, unfortunately, that's going away. Yeah. Americans are concerned about vehicle affordability, and then you've got a sub $20,000 Mitsubishi is your number 7 slowest selling car in the United States.
Well, apparently people in the United States don't want to buy a brand new sub $20,000 car, I guess. But the wonderful thing was about that Santander survey where people expect vehicle prices to go up. I guarantee you, dealership personnel reading that, they will see to it that your survey results come true, ladies and gentlemen. Even if the prices weren't going to go up, they'll see to it that they do. Excuse me. I'm just choking here. I'm going to hit mute for just coughing up a lung. Nothing major.
You okay?
I think I can make another 8 minutes.
So, yeah, what do you make of the fact that the Mirage is in here? Again, it's a sub $20,000 vehicle, and we track this. Just go to caredge.com/slowest or caredge.com/fastest, and you can actually check out in your state. So let me come here and go to Missouri, for example. You want to know what the slowest selling car is in Chesterfield, Missouri? You can pull that data up right here on caredge.com. But when we look nationwide, which is what we were looking at just a second ago, the Mitsubishi Mirage, Dad, sub $20,000 vehicle, and it's one of the slowest selling cars in America?
I think there's two things. One, most people have no idea it exists. It's not as if they advertise it. Hell, you think about it, it's not as if Mitsubishi really advertises much at all.
Yeah.
And two, perhaps the people who would want to buy it, who would have interest in buying it, don't have the credit to get approved for an automobile loan to buy it.
But we watched and we've read the data over the past week, Dad. There's more approvals and more subprime approvals.
I get it. But, perhaps the people that are trying to get those are subprime.
They're what, Dad?
The subprime.
The subprime.
Subprime. And where does your credit fall? Oh, I think I might be subprime. What the hell is that? Underground. I am underground. It is. So there could be any number of reasons for it, but I think it's unfortunate that when we do have vehicles that are available at a sub $20,000 price point, that they don't sell as well as we would think they should when we find ourselves as a nation in an affordability crisis for new and used vehicles.
Well, that's what the conundrum was, right? It's like The data from last month, best affordability we've had in 35 months. Survey says Americans are afraid of cars becoming more expensive and unaffordable.
Yes.
Looking at the slowest selling cars in the United States, why are there 2 Mitsubishis on the list? And now, just to switch gears for a second here, folks, we'll get a video up on the main channel, on the CarEdge channel. We did update the slowest selling vehicles. Again, just go to caredge.com/slowest. And this page will pop right up. And you can see here, Jaguar F-Pace has a 228 days supply nationwide. Porsche Taycan, 214 days supply. Audi A8, Genesis G90, Infiniti QX55, the Cadillac CT4, the Mitsubishi Mirage G4, Volkswagen ID4, Mitsubishi Eclipse Cross, and the Hummer EV. It is interesting, Dad. All these days supply numbers are lower than they have been in prior months. I think indicative of some of the tightening happening here in the market.
Well, and the Audi A8, if there was only one available in the country, it still might be 187 or 197 day supply. There are certain vehicles that manufacturers produce that don't sell, and the Audi A8 was one of them, and is one of those. When I was with Acura, the RL, if we had 2 RLs on our lot, we had probably a 365-day supply of RLs. So there's just certain vehicles that are like boat anchors for dealerships, that they come in and the dealership knows it's there and nobody looks at it. Nobody has any interest in it. The salespeople don't even give a damn about it. And so they know that the likelihood of somebody coming in and saying, gee, I really want to get an Audi A8 is pretty remote. Typically, the cash on the hood of an Audi A8 is astronomical because it's the only way they can sell.
Absolutely, Dad. Absolutely. I just clicked there just so you can see. This data is really good. You can look at all the vehicles for sale. You can even then click right here and see the current offers for that particular vehicle. Poor Pops today. You can see the finance incentives, the lease incentives, the cash incentives. Wow, big subvented money factor here. What is this on the Jaguar F-Pace? So anyway, folks, please go to caredge.com/slowest or caredge.com/fastest and reference all of this great data that we give away for FRE.
Is it data or data?
FRE. All right, Pops, is there anything else? Anything else? Oh, one final thing.
Yeah.
Thank you to CBS News. They quoted me yesterday. I'll toot my own horn for a second here. They quoted me yesterday in an article, which was really nice. I'll save that for another really gotta be kidding me for tomorrow. This is great, Dad. Freaking CBS quoting CarEdge CEO Zach Shefska. That was a cool moment.
I would think. My goodness, I'm so glad they know how to spell both your first and last name. It's
pretty awesome.
No, it is. Yeah, and I don't have it in front of me, but there's a book called Hey Dad that just came out, which is an advice book for kids who are getting older and have questions about, well, how do you buy a car? How do you do that?
I'll bring my book in tomorrow so we can show it on the screen.
Yeah, and well, they interviewed Zach and I for that book, so I'm thinking not only will our YouTube nonsense live on forever, and my grandchildren, that I only have one at the moment, but when my grandchildren will be able to learn everything they need to learn about me from that, and then there will be a book sitting in the Library of Congress that has a couple pages devoted to Ray and Zach Shefska and CarEdge, with advice on how to help getting a car for the first time. So it's pretty remarkable what you've been able to accomplish in less than 30 years, and we're doing big things with our community. Okay, let's call it a show, Pops. Thank you again to our sponsor, Delete Me, today. We'll be back tomorrow with more CarEdge Live. We've got a really good, really gotta be kidding me, staved up for tomorrow as well. And Pops, thank you as always, and enjoy the afternoon. Well, yeah, I'm going to go spend some time at the New Jersey Motor Vehicle Agency to get my New Jersey driver's license. So I have an appointment at 1:30, ladies and gentlemen. Wish me luck.
Love you,
And
Dad.
yeah, hopefully I'll be out of there by the time the show starts tomorrow.
We'll see you back here tomorrow, folks. Love you, Dad.
Love you too. See you, everybody.